Hi kids, my name is Nicole and this is Let's Make Art, and you are here to paint because we like to paint and we're doing something cool. Ready? Can you guess what that is?
A snore? It kind of sounds like a snore to me. I did my best.
We're doing a tiger.
Ooh.
So this is so much fun and I'm so excited about it. If you have our reference card, if you have our box or our kit, on the back there's an actual photo of a lion. So that's like what we're painting today.
Sweet.
So the supplies we're using are our brushes we like to have. I'm going to be using both a big and a small one. And then our palette, a cup of water, and the two fun things actually there's just one thing, is a toothbrush.
Ooh.
So if you haven't used a toothbrush with us before, we do not use it to brush our teeth. We use it as a tool. So we're gonna paint with it and we're gonna use it to create these really cool lines, the stripes of the tiger. So we're gonna be using that. And the colors I didn't say that we're using are, this is emerald green, but we're gonna be using, you can use any type of green, or if you wanna make the eyes different colors, you can also do that too. So we're gonna be using—
I have a buddy that has two different colored eyes.
A human?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Both eyes are like brown and green.
Oh, cool. That'd be cool if you painted that way. And then we're using burnt orange. So I'm gonna be using orange for the tiger skin. And then we have a gray, but if you have a black, that would also work wonderfully. Now you will notice that on our paper, I already have the outline like this. Now, if you don't have this, ask a grown-up to help you and go to our website at letsmakeart.com and go to the tiger family and get the outline to paint along with us, and then you can trace it and do more. And then the last thing is, you'll notice I taped my paper down. I'm using my favorite Holbein soft tape that is really great because you can see through it. So tape it because we're going to be doing a lot of things, so you don't want your paper to be moving a lot. Now, let's start with our motto. So if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I am brave.
I am brave.
I am kind.
I am kind.
And I am creative.
And I am creative.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Boom! And you're gonna be brave like a tiger.
Be brave like tiger.
Because we're gonna be doing something new today. Okay, and then that is Keenan. And we have a tiger back here too.
Oh yes, we do. His name is Gary.
Goodness. Okay, so the first step is we're going to make a lighter color for the base of our tiger. So to make a lighter color, or it's also called a tint, as we learned in our dinosaur project, a tint is a lighter color of another color. So we're gonna start with orange. I'm just gonna do a little drop on my palette, and then I'm gonna dip my brush in water, and I'm gonna mix in lots of water with it. So do you see how water made it a lighter or a tint of that orange?
Yes,
so we
I
just
do.
want a really, really light color. Now there are a few spots that we're going to paint this. One of them is above the eyes. And now when I'm painting this, I want it to be a little bit lighter, because think of it like on these parts of the tiger, let me show you here, how they are kind of white, but they're not super white, they kind of have a little bit of tint. So if you have this and yours looks like this, go and dip in water and then paint with just water, and it'll blend it to make it a little bit of a lighter color.
Blending is so fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna paint that part. So then this part that's also above the eyes, you can add water like we did last time. And then the next spot is around the eyes. So do you see how around the eyes right here? That's this part on our painting. I'm gonna grab water again. So mine's really light, or dark. I wanna make it lighter. So I add in more water. So paint that, and then right here. And then we're going to do, so on here, we're gonna do this part, so right below the nose, and then this part around it, because the hair around is like that color as well. So let's paint all of that. And Keenan may be giving us some fun facts.
I have a really good fun fact right now.
Okay, go for it. This is a good time, go for it.
Okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a swerve to different animal, but then it'll come back to tiger.
Okay.
Do you know the MGM lion that roars at the beginning of the movies?
Oh, yeah? Kind of? Okay.
That is not a lion's roar.
Oh.
That is a tiger's roar that they recorded, and the audio to a tiger, and then they had a lion do it.
So it's not even
It's
right?
not, yeah.
So they tricked us.
They tricked us because they wanted the king of the jungle, the lion, but they wanted the voice of a tiger.
Wow.
I know.
I did not know that. Tricky.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, so we did that part. So those are kind of the white, light colored layers. Now we're gonna take our orange. I have my burnt orange, and I'm gonna squeeze some out. And we're gonna use this orange to paint the orange fur. So that is all of this part around here. So let's do that. Dip your brush in water, hit it off to the side. Let me put my cup in the shot so you can see. And then we're gonna paint. So we're gonna go kind of quickly because we want this to be wet when we do the next step. So paint quickly. And if yours dries out like this, do you see that? Go and grab more water and then add some in there. Because yes, this is watercolors, and so we add a little bit of water to it when we're painting. So you can dip in water.
Do you know how old tigers can be?
No, oh, like the oldest one is, or?
Their lifespan's only 8 to 10 years.
That's not very long.
That's not very long.
I bet some of you painting with us are 8 to 10.
Yeah.
That's how, wow, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't even guess how fast they are.
I don't know.
Pretty quick.
I bet.
30 to 40 miles per hour.
Whoa, so that's like when a car is driving through like a
Hamilton.
neighborhood?
It's like when we drive through Hamilton right next to our studio.
Hamilton is where our studio and our store is.
I was wrong about the age.
Oh, okay.
I misunderstood what they said.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Tigers
So-
have been known to live to the age of 26 in the wild.
Okay, that's still,
It's pretty young.
yeah. Whereas some of the other animals I feel like we've learning about
Yeah.
live longer. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving quickly because like I said, we want to do the next step is I want you to dip in orange, but on this part, I want you to add a little bit of orange to the bottom on top of your light color. And when you're doing this is we want it to be a little bit lighter because kind of right here, so there's a little bit here. So dip your brush in water and then blend it in. So I'm making it lighter on the paper instead of on my palette. Now-
Tigers have, I got excited.
Okay, sorry. We're gonna keep going and then please give it that to me. Okay, so while it is still wet, we're gonna go to our next step, which is grab your gray or your black, squeeze some out, and grab your toothbrush. And what I want you to do is while the paper is wet, like you said, is you're gonna dip your toothbrush in the gray and we're gonna make some stripes. So on the top here is I want you to use this toothbrush like your paintbrush. And we're gonna sweep across the paper.
Ooh.
So if you need to dip in more, let's do this. And you see how the bristles on your toothbrush are making those cool lines.
Yes.
So what we want you to do is, if you see on our tiger, there's still some orange spots in between the lines. So it's not all black. That was a really big spot, but we want you to not have, or have a little bit of space in between. Boom. Okay, so that's that part. Now let's do the middle part. So add some lines. Let's pretend like there's an imaginary line in the middle, and I want you to go diagonal down this way. Need a little bit more. So I have a trick, is if yours looks like that, dip your brush in water, and then dip in your paint, because it'll basically make it smooth and glide a little bit easier. Do you see that?
Cool. Yeah, good tip.
Cool. So remember the imaginary line, and we went that way. And even though I went over my lines, that is what it really looks like, because you can see it's not all perfectly in this shape. So let's do the opposite, and we're gonna go this way. Now, I'm right-handed, so actually it's hard to go like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up, because it's easier to go that way. So you can do that. Look at that. Fun. Okay, so now the next part is there are some stripes along here. So however many you want, let's dip in water again. Let's do this. And I'm gonna add a few stripes. Ooh, So this is really wet actually, because I had a lot of water on here. So when that happens, it makes a lighter gray, which actually looks really cool. It's like oh, that's awesome. It's like it's a little bit faded.
Yeah. Like maybe the tiger's dirty.
Yeah.
It had just gotten done running 40 miles per hour.
Probably has been through a lot of mud.
And since it's one of the world's largest cats.
Oh, good fun fact.
There you go. Actually, they are the world's largest cat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like they probably are.
They like
I can't
to
imagine.
swim too, so that could be mud.
I didn't know they like to swim.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we have those, and then there's actually, you know what, I forgot this spot, is there are some lines around our guy, so right here. So let's add in some coming up like that. So isn't this so fun to use a toothbrush? You wouldn't think that that good old toothbrush you use to brush our teeth you can paint with, which I hope you're using one that you don't paint with it. And I hope you're using a toothbrush that you don't brush your teeth with. And if it is, ask your parents for a new one.
Yes.
Okay. Did I say that right?
You did? Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So the next thing is, so we got all of those sides. Now, there is one more spot. We have our whiskers. So if you have white or you want to use a white jelly roll, you can add some, but whiskers also kind of have a shadow to it. So I think I'm going to use my gray. I'm going to dip in my water. And let's make us some whiskers. So the whiskers are right here and they come out. Oh, I have a little bit too much water on there. Cool.
Each tiger stripe pattern is unique. There's no duplicates.
So it's like our fingerprints.
It's like our fingerprint.
Yeah.
And our paintings.
Yes, love it. We all are unique, just like our paintings and our tigers.
And our tigers.
That's another good fun fact.
Thank you.
Okay, so we did that. Isn't that cool? So you can take a second to look at all that's happening. So because it was kind of wet in some spots, I have some where it did kind of color explosions. I have some where it wasn't wet, so it makes these really cool stripes. So you did that. I'm really proud of you. That was awesome. So now the next step is we are going to paint our eyes. So like Keenan was saying, he has a buddy, which isn't an animal, but he's a buddy who has different colored eyes. So if you want to use a different color than green, you can.
He was born on Christmas too.
But, but we're going to use green for this one. And actually, while I got that set up, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Genesis and Jaden. They did our cat eyes project, which is also a really good one. If you like this project, I think you might like that one too. But you can see that they had some blue eyes and some green eyes. So this goes to show you that just like pandas, not pandas, tigers have unique stripes, your painting can have unique eyes.
Way to be Genesis and Jaden.
Yeah, good job. Thank you for painting with us. Okay, so I have my green. So I'm going to switch to my small brush because I'm painting a smaller area. So I want you to dip your brush in your water, hit it off to the side so it's not too wet. Pick up your color, and we're going to paint this part right here. So I'm going to paint right here, and I'm going to go around the white spot. So we're painting one, and then let's go and paint the other one. Now, while it's wet, I want to show you, kind of like what we did with our toothbrush where it was still wet, is we're going to do some color explosions on our eye. So, what I want you to do, clean your brush. This one we don't need it to be very wet. I want you to go back in and dip and get a lot of that green, and you're going to add drops right near the white part on the green, like this. Do you see how we're doing those cool color explosions?
Wow.
And it blends into it? Isn't that awesome?
All on its own?
Yeah, so you can see the difference between this one and this one. It just gives it a little more pop to it. So let's do it again. Pick up green, and we're just going to add drops right here. And you see I'm just using the tip of my brush, not pressing really hard. Cool, isn't that awesome?
So cool.
Sweet. Okay, So let's clean our brush, and I'm gonna put it off to the side because we're going to mix one more color. So I have my burnt orange and my gray, and we're going to mix basically kind of this color right here, the front of the nose. It's kind of like a pinkish, but like a light brown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our orange, we have that. So let's do it right here. So I'm gonna do 6 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're gonna add 1 drop of gray. And this makes a tone. A tone means a darker color than the original color that you painted. And that way it becomes a little bit darker, but we're not gonna use this dark brown. Can you see that dark brown?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna use that because this is a lighter color. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this color, and do you remember how to make a color lighter?
Add water.
Yes. And that makes a tint. So we're gonna dip our brush in water, and I'm gonna add water to my palette. And I really love this palette because of this. I can just add it. And you see how it's already darker here? Actually, darkest, dark, and then lighter as we go along because I'm adding more water. And I'm gonna use this color to paint the nose. And if you're like, wait, Nicole, that's too light, then you use a little bit more of the medium color. So we're painting the nose.
The tiger looks intense.
It's coming to life.
Maybe a little hungry.
Okay, now we're going to use, so we have that. Let's move to our next spot. So we have a few more places that we need to paint. We have our parts right here. So can you look at our tiger? And this is so cool to see. So the tiger has so many details to its fur, which it amazes me how beautiful it is. But I was gonna say we have our eye, we have the black part, which is what we need to add right now, and then we have white, and we have the orangey color. So we are missing currently our black. So I want you to use your black, and we're gonna paint those 2 spots of our eyes. Now, what I want to teach you is that sometimes we have to be patient and wait, even though I know you don't like being patient, because I get that too. But I want to teach you is that if I were to paint right now, because I see that my eye is still wet, it will bleed and blend into the next color. Now, if you're like, I like that, Nicole, go ahead and paint. If you want it to have a crisp, really green eye, then we're gonna pause and we're gonna take a snack break, and I'm gonna use my heated craft tool to dry it a little bit. And then we will do our gray and do those last steps. Cool?
Cool.
Okay. Okay, so we are back. Our painting is fully dry. So I'm going to paint with you and use our gray, or if you have black, that will work. And I'm gonna use my smaller brush because I'm painting a smaller part. So we're gonna dip in water, hit off to the side, and then dip in our gray, and we're gonna paint together.
I have 2 more facts for you.
Yes, please.
I'll go one at a time.
Okay.
Check this out. Did you know tiger cubs are blind for the first 1 to 2 weeks of their life? That is why they stay so close to their moms.
They're blind?
They're blind.
Wow, that's a long time.
That's a long 2 weeks. I can't handle being blind ever.
That's why you have glasses.
I'm not blind. That's why I have glasses.
That's an awesome fun fact.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cool. Now, one thing before Keenan gives us our next fun fact is I wanted to tell you is that I painted this part, and the next part, which I didn't say, is we are going to do this part of the eye. Now, when you were doing that, I really want you to practice this. Dip your brush in water, and I want you to paint on the palette first and kind of roll. And the reason why is we're just gonna use the very, very tip of this brush. So let's practice and see how light can you touch the paper. And the reason why is first I want you to start in this white spot. I want you to draw a small circle somewhere. And do you see how lightly I'm touching the paper?
So lightly.
So lightly. Then after that, I'm gonna fill this in and paint around. So you don't need to press too hard. when you're doing this because it's a really, really small spot. So we painted the eye and we painted a highlight. So when the light is shining on this tiger's eye, it creates a little spot like that. Awesome. And you see how we went really slow. So that's how you paint in a really small spot. So then let's repeat. I'm going to do the same eye since I did the eye over here. So I'll do that and then we'll keep going while Keenan teaches us some stuff.
Okay. Last fact coming at you. Maybe the last fact. This is just a good one. It's another one about cubs.
Cool. And cubs are the baby are.
Oh yes, cubs are children tigers. Did you know? At about 8 to 10 months old, tiger cubs learn how to hunt for food like deer, pigs, and cattle.
So not even a year old.
Not even a year old, and they're hunting for themselves and maybe others if they share nicely.
Oh my goodness.
Because sharing is caring.
Wow, they are very talented.
I know, all these animals that we've been painting are pretty quick learners. 8 to 10 months for pandas to climb, 8 to 10 months for tigers to hunt.
Yeah, we did a panda project, we did dinosaurs.
Good night.
Okay, so now the next spot is this part on the nose. So do you see how it's dark right here? And then we're gonna do this part right here on the mouth. So do the same thing, dip in your gray. Do you have another fun fact for us?
Oh, I have so many facts that I can get for you. It's not even a problem, really. It's just determining which fact you want to know more.
Let's see.
How many stripes does a tiger have?
Oh, that's a great one since we drew stripes. I like that.
How many? Do you want to guess?
I mean, looking at it, 50?
You get 2 guesses.
100?
100!
Really?
Yeah, first try.
Wow.
I know.
But it depends because everyone's, as we learned, everyone's fur is different. So I'm sure they don't all exactly have 100.
No, yeah, that's true.
Probably around there.
But close to 100.
That is so cool. That's such a good fun fact.
So it says, their stripes are as individual as fingerprints are for humans. Mm-hmm. Most tigers have over 100 stripes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of stripes.
That's so cool.
But they're big cats. They get up to 450 pounds.
That's probably 4 adults.
Yeah.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
3 to 4 adults.
That's only like 1.5 of my dad's.
Oh man. Okay. So we painted the small parts of the nostrils and then a little part of the mouth. And guess what? We are done. So you painted this awesome tiger. You learned some fun tiger facts. And now if you want to paint a cub, because you learned about cubs, we learned some fun facts. We also have a fun one where it's a little bit of smaller painting, so it's like a smaller cub. You can paint that with the outline and do the same steps that we learned and repeat it on this smaller guy. Isn't that awesome?
Amazing.
So you can make a whole family of these.
Little cards.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe a friend of yours' favorite animal is a tiger.
Yeah, you can paint them one.
Yeah. Happy school day, friend. Here's a tiger.
I hope you had so much fun. You were so brave to do something new and to use the paintbrush and to have fun with us. So thank you for painting along. And we have a Facebook group called Let's Make Art Kids Projects. We want to see what you make. Tell us about your tiger. I want to see what color you made the eyes. Maybe you made them different colors like we said. And then we have an Instagram called Let's Make Art Kids Instagram where we also want to see what you do. So thank you for painting. Thank you, Keenan, for being here.
Thank you.
And for our fun facts.
You're welcome.
And always remember that you're brave, kind, and so creative. And we'll see you next time. Bye.